Welcome to CRE Success, the podcast, where we help people working in commercial real estate achieve their professional goals. Check us out online at cresuccess.co/podcast. And now here's your host, Darren Krakowiak.
Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 11 of CRE Success, the podcast. This is actually the day that the podcast turns the same age as me. It's our 41st episode. Now, I don't measure my age in podcast episodes. I measure it in years, but I'm 41 as well. So I thought that today would be a fitting day to not dedicate the episode to me, but rather to dedicate this episode to our members. So what I'm doing is interviewing existing members of CRE Success membership. I'm going to be asking them why they joined, what the benefits are of joining, and what you should consider if you're thinking of becoming part of our community. Now, we only open CRE Success membership twice a year, and the next incoming cohort will start next week. I know that some of our listeners are thinking about joining, and if that's you, today's episode will really help weigh up if it's the right solution for you. And even if that's not you, I think you're going to enjoy hearing from some of our members who are based in Australia, Hong Kong, Vietnam, and even Barbados. We'll start those interviews with our members in just 30 seconds. 90% of the world's data was generated in the last 2 years. Credia is a business intelligence and analytics tool for commercial real estate professionals. Using real-time insights, track key portfolio metrics and benchmark against the market so you can make faster and well-informed decisions. With live dashboards and bespoke reporting, impress both your executive team and your property clients. It's time to turn data into your most valuable asset with Credia from Released.
And now it's time for the interview on CRE Success, the podcast.
Okay, let's get right into it. My first guest today is Sam from Lemon Baxter. Lemon Baxter is an independent agency in inner Melbourne. Sam, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you. My name's Sam Torrance. I'm an associate director at Lemon Baxter, specialising in office leasing.
Why did you decide to join CRE Success membership?
Well, I saw a few of your posts pop up, and then I listened to a few of the podcasts. I'd been looking for some extra sort of training material in relation to real estate, and noticed that a lot of it was pretty heavily based on the residential sector, and that there wasn't anyone really exploring the intricacies that come up with commercial. And then the podcasts that I listened to that you provide, you're doing, and a little bit of the material that you sort of put out for free sort of resonated. And look, I did sort of diddle-daddle on it for a little while, and then I realised that this was a valuable resource, and it pulled the pin just before I started a new job, thinking, look, I want to jump into this new gig, really sort of brush up on my skills, and it's been great so far. So thank you.
You mentioned that you were relying on residential real estate coaches and resources before you found the material that we're putting out. Was there a specific problem that you were experiencing before you joined CRE Success membership?
I was looking for something that I could sort of do as a little bit of external training, and I signed up to a few newsletters of a few coaches specialising in residential, and a lot of what they were talking about in terms of the way to prospect, the way to approach getting new clients, and just generally everything to do with the way that they were sort of teaching you how to learn didn't really resonate with me, because being in leasing, it's really not like anything to do with selling a house. There are a few things about timetables and stuff like that, but I really sort of felt like it just wasn't being made for me, and I wasn't going to get enough out of it to, end up spending money or even sort of spending too much time on these things. So I was glad that CRE Success came up, because that was specific to what I was looking for, and stoked that I've joined and really been enjoying all the information that's been provided to me.
So can you share, what information or what resources that we're providing in the membership has been particularly useful for you?
The monthly Zoom calls in relation to specific areas in terms of training have been really good, and just being able to go back and watch them again has been really helpful. I'm probably someone who needs things drilled into me 3 or 4 times before it sort of really, really sticks. And so I like the ability, if I see something and then to be able to go back and watch it again. Just before this interview, I've gone back and sort of gone through 3 or 4 of the modules, and each time it's resonating with me more and more, and things are sticking into my sort of day-to-day, and realizing that just because you watch a module, it's really about ensuring that you actually enact these things. You can't just sort of watch it and then it's automatically going to become part of your daily routine. So it's about, but every time you watch it, it sort of reinforces, okay, think down, write some notes, and for that next week you really look to action those items.
Are you watching the modules and rewatching the monthly sessions via the app on your phone, or are you doing that on the desktop? How are you consuming that content?
So through the desktop. So generally, just at night, might sit down and just after dinner and sort of just watch through them again in a relaxed atmosphere, take some notes. And make it so that it is enjoyable, not to sort of drill it into me like it's homework or anything like that. I'm paying the money to be a member here, so I've got to utilize this, but it's about improving myself as an agent, and that's what I'm dedicating myself to. But also just have a little bit of fun with it and not take it too seriously, but just chipping away at it more than anything. If you don't watch one week, don't get too upset with yourself. Just do it at your own pace, essentially.
Good advice. So how are you feeling about the future now that you've got these resources there to help you move forward?
I'm feeling really good about it. Some of it is stuff that I sort of already knew, but it's always good to get it reinforced. I'm enjoying the interactions that we have in the monthly sessions with other members in the community, and I'm really looking forward to probably exploring that or utilising that resource a lot more. It was good having a chat to Brian the other day. That I found that really, really interesting. Having that reach as a global network is really, really cool as well. Just to be able to speak to other members about what's happening in their markets all over the world and see how that compares to what's happening in Melbourne.
Yeah, you're in Melbourne. I'm in Melbourne as well. Brian's over there in the United States, and typically you wouldn't be speaking to someone in North Carolina about what's going on in their market.
No, definitely not. And then realizing that, similarities and then obviously differences, their market obviously shares some similarities to the Australian market, and then there's obviously quite a few differences as well. And just to, run through those was really interesting.
Okay, so final question, Sam, is what would you say to somebody who's thinking about becoming a member of the community?
I would say, look, it's an invaluable resource. If you're really serious about doing this real estate stuff, it's a resource outside of your bubble, which is your workplace, to be able to get outside perspectives. And I think that's really, really, really valuable. And I've found it absolutely worth every penny. So it's an investment in yourself. So I'd encourage you to do it.
Sam, we love having you in the community. So thank you so much for joining. And thanks for talking to me today. I appreciate it.
Not a problem at all, Darren.
Next up, I'd like to welcome Jonathan from CBRE in Vietnam to say hello.
My name's Jonathan Flexer. I lead the tenant rep team in Hanoi for CBRE.
So you joined us as a founding member last year. Tell me, why did you decide to join CRE Success membership?
I've seen a lot of posts that you've been doing on LinkedIn, and partly was you and your connectivity. I was looking to see what else I could get, where I could learn a bit more about what opportunities there are. And it's that community-based aspect that I particularly sort of appealed to me. Because although there is content, actually it was that building that broader community across the region, and what has in fact turned out to be the world. That was really the key drivers.
So tell me about some of the relationships that you've built since you've joined the community inside CRE Success.
So we're pretty lucky that we've got a a relatively modest number, but are quite engaged. So we have a regular monthly catch-up call where we all get on Zoom across various different time zones. We'll run through the topic that is in question of that day, whichever that may be. And then there's a chance to actually really discuss our own issues or challenges or things that we need a second opinion on. And that's something that actually happened not that long ago with one of the JLL chaps in Hong Kong was able to support to put a fresh perspective on something that a difficulty I was having with. So yeah, it's that openness to engage and support each other across colours, so to speak, across flags, and that's pretty strong.
Love to hear that. Someone from JLL is supporting someone from CBRE from a different market, of course. So not a direct competitor, but definitely a different colour. Is there been something that you've seen as a benefit of being a member that you perhaps weren't expecting, some additional benefit that wasn't what you expected to find, but has been there since you joined?
One of the things I was actually, I suppose, hoping to find and has actually come to fruition was some of the guests that we had. So there was the chap from HSBC, Hong Kong, Macau. So to get that viewpoint from the client side, I suppose, as to what they're looking for, how they're selecting businesses, but also he was particularly able to share his longer career path and kind of an audit process that allowed him to understand what was he doing, was it what he wanted to do, was the new opportunity a good opportunity in terms of employment, so on and so forth. But again, getting access to that higher level, longer term experience within the industry, both from specifically a work point of view, as in from a client side, but also from the individual, more human level, which is how do you ascertain where you want to be, where should you go, in which direction.
What is the future looking like for you now that you've had some time inside the membership? How are you feeling about going forward, and how has the membership helped you as you look forward?
So I think it's added some clarity. In a way, it's nice just to have this backdrop behind you. So whether that's holding your feet to the fire about committing to doing something and actually following through, or whether it's just looking at providing that direction for where I perhaps want to go in the future. Certainly it's opening doors and providing opportunities and a fresh way of thinking. So
what would you say to somebody who's maybe a little bit on the fence about joining CRE Success membership and they're thinking about becoming part of the community? What would be your advice to them if they're in that situation?
Well, I think working in Asia or Southeast Asia, it's very difficult to find that community, even within the cities where perhaps as an expatriate, it can be more difficult to have a soundboard. So I think understand what you want to get out of it, see what's available through it, and I'm sure you'll probably find something that meets your needs and will help you grow as an individual and meet those goals that you set.
Jonathan, thanks so much for being here.
Oh, you're very welcome.
It's now time to meet Lisa from Terra Caribbean in Barbados. Over to you, Lisa.
Well, first of all, Darren, thanks honestly for having me. This is truly an honor. My name is Lisa Coyle. I am a commercial sales and rental agent with one of the largest firms in the Caribbean. I'm a wife of nearly 30 years, mother of twin boys, girl, 17 going on 30. I live in one of the most beautiful islands in the Caribbean called Barbados. We are 166 square miles of friendly people, beautiful oceans and beaches, and an explosion of culinary food. And yes, rum. I think we invented it, so we have the best. So in the real estate, I've been in the real estate industry for just under 20 years. I have a background in some marketing and construction. I've owned and managed my own businesses before real estate, but I've always loved real estate. And I love helping people. I think that's what really draws me to it. And, that amazing feeling you get when you kind of help people. So that's what I like to do.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for being here. We love having you inside the membership, and thank you for clarifying the pronunciation of Caribbean or Caribbean. How do you say it?
Caribbean. And
Caribbean, yes.
Yeah, and the quick one, we're Barbadians, but Barbados, we shorten everything. So the term is Bajans. A lot of people can't say the J.
Okay, so let's talk about the membership. Why did you decide to join CRE Success membership?
That's a good one. I think it was just the right fit at the right time. I was searching for a commercial platform to discuss, relevant issues, not only in Barbados, but internationally. And I wanted to, to reach out to people that had similar mindset. and that were just as passionate as I was. And I wanted to learn more and, and expand my horizons. And just a little disclaimer, I think I mentioned this to you when we met, or, when we spoke on the phone. I have never joined memberships. I just get very nervous and people try to upsell you. But when I heard you speak, Darren, you honestly, you were genuine. You spoke my language. And I don't mean Australian because I don't speak Australian, but, it just clicked. I was just, maybe I and you were just in the right place at the right time. And I thought it was the right fit. So that's why I joined.
And I haven't tried any sneaky upsells on you, have I?
No, you have not. And I appreciate that. And as I said, it's just genuine. And I like the genuine part of it.
So what problem were you experiencing before you decided to join?
Well, I wasn't really experiencing one specific thing. I think it was a culmination of various things. The team I work with here in Barbados is absolutely amazing, and I get great support. However, I think hearing from someone, other person's perspective, from different places in the world, their ups and downs, giving you support, it is what I think is great. And I think that's why I wanted to join. I felt I needed more. I needed a more international support team. And with having my Bajan support team now and the international support team in CRE, you really can't beat that.
And you've been a very active member of our community. And I really feel like you've activated some of our perhaps shyer members by really getting those conversations going, not only within the CRE Success platform, but also offline and direct contact. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I believe if you're going to go into something, go in it, with your feet, your hands, everything, all in. So I went in all in, and honestly, all the other members are great. And then you make connections. There's some members that actually haven't joined, but we make connections, and it's great. I can't tell people enough about it. It's something you should do.
All right, fantastic. And what's the main way that being a member has helped you solve, a couple of those problems that you mentioned that you're experiencing before you joined?
Well, it's obviously opened my mind, but it's kept me grounded. It's kept me focused on my specific goals. Everyone there is so encouraging. They make me accountable. Yes, you too, Darren. Thank you. You introduced me to so many people, different people. Essentially, it's allowed me to think big, think outside the box, and just gain confidence.
So what does life look like now in the future for you?
Oh, wow. Funny you should say that, because at the beach today's a bank holiday in Barbados. So at the beach today, I actually reached out to my husband. And I said, listen, I'm going in this all in, and I'm getting so many people contacting me. I said, just get ready to go out to different functions, meet people, have conversations. So definitely the commercial side of things, which a lot of that is more about communication, making that connection, having that confidence and making people understand and trust you. So I think that the future definitely is looking that way. And I'm just embracing it. It's just something completely new and exciting, and I look forward to it.
Well, Lisa, what would you say to somebody who's thinking of becoming part of the community and maybe just looking for or needing a bit of a push to join the membership? What would you say to them?
I would certainly recommend it. I mean, what have you got to lose? That's the way I look at it. You've set up some unique ways to be a member, kind of try it out and that sort of thing. I mean, and you have nothing to lose. You have your amazing one-on-ones, which after I finish speaking with you, I feel like, I'm on Gatorade and I can fix the world. You have the fantastic, monthly sessions and podcasts, and those monthly different aspects of learning different things. Every time I listen to those, I learn something each time, and I can listen to them over and over again. So you get a gold nugget. So what I would tell people, try it. So you have nothing to lose. So just do it.
Wonderful. Lisa, thanks so much for being here today. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Darren. Anytime.
Next up, I'd like to introduce Andrew from Franklin Shank's Sydney office, which is part of the Access Worldwide Group.
Thanks, Darren. It's Andrew Kim, and I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I'm a tenant rep at Franklin Shank's.
Awesome. You've been in the membership now for about 4 weeks, is that right?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Why did you decide to join CRE Success membership?
I found Darren on LinkedIn, and as a junior inside the industry, I followed his journey, and then as I was going into my journey this year, I felt like I was plateauing. Whereas my way, which I thought would work forever, in attracting new clients and getting deals done, I started plateauing, and I was just plateaued. And obviously, I reached out to Darren. I told him these issues, and ultimately he suggested something, and it changed. It changed for me, and that's why I had the faith to jump in.
So what was the problem that you're experiencing, and what was the advice that helped you move past that problem?
Yeah, all businesses, and people itself were changing after COVID. Things were getting harder for people in our industry who are obviously hunting for new work, and the old method of reaching out, trying to push for the meeting, wasn't working anymore in this new environment. And for me, I asked Darren, I said, "Hey, look, can you have a look at this, this email for me?" And you didn't rephrase everything, but you just changed one word, and through that, that opened the door for me instantly, and which really proves it's very COVID proof.
So you started to get more
meetings, more responses. At one stage, I wasn't getting any responses, and then just the couple of words of changing on that email, I was getting instant response.
Awesome.
And that's where I saw the value.
How are you feeling now versus how you were feeling before we sort of worked through that?
Before that, I was feeling like I could only rely on directors inside the business, and it was really hard to squeeze out some time for them to start training me. So I said, "Hey, look," and then there's actually no other platform that has that helps our industry, and it's like I was looking into it, and then as soon as that value hit, I was like, this is going to be a great investment, because this is a long game, and you want to get as much knowledge as possible.
After joining, how did you find the platform that you joined, and how's it been since you joined a month ago?
Oh, it's been great, because I've had a one-on-one with you where I'm discussing real life problems, and you being inside, you who has Darren yourself has been quite a bit of a veteran especially in our market. It's good that I can fall back on you. I've also had people in the group reach out, being friendly, which is great, talking about each other's markets. I honestly think it's a great resource, because people in our industry is very high turnover. As soon as things get hard, they're out. But I'm in it for the long haul, and this course is here to improve myself, take my things to the next level.
And you mentioned that you were kind of feeling stuck on things. Are you feeling unstuck now?
Oh, definitely, because you help us think about another way, where it's just like, look, don't feel stuck. There's other options, and I think that's a great tool or great value that you possess. Is you help us look at things the other way, whereas we would only see it as one way. And I think that's great. It's awesome that you're always there to always add value.
Awesome, mate. So what would you say to somebody who's thinking of becoming part of CRE Success membership and joining the community?
I would just say, don't hesitate. It's an investment in your career path, which there is no other courses in this industry that help.
Andrew, thanks for answering those questions. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
My final guest today is Kamlesh from Steelcase. Welcome to the podcast, Kamlesh.
Thank you, Darren. Yeah, hi, my name is Kamlesh Malkani. I'm the managing director for Steelcase based here in Hong Kong. I cover various markets, including Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Southeast Asia, and I've been in this industry for over 25 years.
I'm curious to know why you decided to join our community.
What prompted me was initially your advertising, or not your advertising, wrong word, your sharing on LinkedIn, and I was following you for a while. And I really, a lot of the things you were talking about resonated with me, and your particular style and persona really, I thought, was aligned with my wavelength. So I reached out to you, and we then got together to collaborate. Plus, in the industry that I'm in, I work with CRE professionals regularly. And I was hoping with this CRE Success, I could get to know more members of the CRE community just from exactly what drives the individuals professionally, and as well as how I could add value in the process as we work with, shared clients.
And how is being in the membership helping you do your day-to-day job?
On a day-to-day, what I've been able to extract thus far, and I think it's definitely why I actively participate in the CRE community, is because I'm hoping to just unlock as much trust first with the members that they can share their perspective of wherever they're based. Because I think a lot of the sharing and the experiences can be globally implemented, whether you're based in Barbados, like one of the members, or in Hong Kong, like I am. But there's still a common thread through it all. And just from sharing and asking questions, I've been able to better position, strategize for opportunities that I'm working on with some clients here in Hong Kong.
And you're one of our most active members of the community. I really appreciate all the support that you give me in terms of engaging in our community online and also actively participating in our monthly sessions. What motivates you to take that, leadership role within the community to provide that, impetus for a more active community for everyone?
Well, that I can answer quite simply. I have 3 children. They're grown up now, but as they grew up, there was a TV show they all watched a lot called Barney. And the catchphrase from that series was sharing is caring. And I honestly believe that's somewhat true, right? So the more I can share, and I don't expect people will immediately reciprocate. However, I've been in the industry, like I said, 25 years, and I'm not a young pup, and I understand I'm confident in my own capabilities and my own network. But so I'm comfortable sharing, and my taking a lead, or just by being vocal about my sharing and my thoughts, I'm hoping to engage others with that behavior, and hopefully it's contagious.
I think it is, because I've seen other people in the community become more active following your lead, and I really appreciate you taking on that responsibility within the community. What is it that you think is going to be the benefit for you moving forward now that you've started to leverage some of the relationships that exist inside the community? What else would you like to be getting out of the membership over the next sort of 4 or 5 months?
Well, I think we've talked about that previously, is that what I'd love to see is to see your membership grow. And I would love to try and help that through any referrals I can help. But more importantly, because as the membership grows, my network will organically grow too. And through that, I will hopefully reach out to more people wherever they are based in Asia Pacific, Australia, New Zealand, or other parts of the world, because that can really assist myself in understanding how the different market nuances operate in the CRE level and what's driving. Like I said, I think there's a common thread, and it's up to us individually to find what that common thread is. I'm not asking for people to give me the common thread, but that's what I'd love to take away. So 2 things really. Number 1 is to see the membership grow, so I can expand organically my network through that to corporate real estate professionals. And number 2, just to learn from others.
Kamlesh, thank you so much for being an active member of our community, and also for making yourself available to speak to our prospective members today.
Not a problem. Thank you, Darren.
And there you have it. 5 of our existing members who are all already inside CRE Success membership, making progress on the path to success in commercial real estate. If you'd like to re-listen to those stories and also read more stories from some of our existing members, go to cresuccess.co/members. We've got a whole page dedicated to our existing members of CRE Success membership. That's cresuccess.co/members. On that page, you can also register to be the first to know about when we open up the membership to our next cohort. If you're listening to this in June 2021, well, you're going to be getting an email very, very soon about that. If it's after June 2021, well, you'll be informed the next time we open up the membership to new members. If you enjoyed the stories you've heard today and you'd like to experience that type of progress, well, it's there, it's waiting for you. cresuccess.co/members. Thanks so much for listening to today's episode, and I will speak to you soon.
Thanks for listening to CRE Success, the podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe to us on your favourite podcast platform and be sure to leave us a 5-star review. For more information about the show, just check the show notes on your podcast app or visit us online at cresuccess.co.